Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Back with me again, Dheva, and today we're gonna continue, or maybe not continue actually. We're gonna revisiting an old friend here. Well, you know who it is. It's wait, the subtle art of not giving an F by Mark Manson. Yes, we're back reading this again because, well, actually, I'll just be honest. Everything F'd up by Mark Manson is actually, in my opinion, just a quick cash grab of a already famous book. Actually, well, just you know, putting that aside, let's just read chapter 6. You're wrong about everything, but so am I. It's of course based on the title. It's just like maybe self-reflection or how he faced all of his experience to to this point. Well, just read it, I guess. 500 years ago, cartographers believed that California was an island. Doctors believed that slicing a person's arm open or causing bleeding everywhere could cure disease. Scientists believed that the fire was made out of something called phlogiston. Women believed that rubbing that urine in their face had anti-aging benefits. Astronomers believed that the sun revolved around the sun. When I was a little boy, I used to think mediocre was kind of vegetable that I didn't want to eat. I thought my brother had found a secret passageway in my grandmother's because he could get outside without having to leave the bathroom. Spoiler alert, there was a window. I also thought that when my friend was and his friend visited Washington DC, they had somehow traveled back in time when the dinosaur lived, because after all, BC was a long time ago. Okay, okay. As a teenager, I told everybody that I didn't care about everything. When in truth, I care about anything way too much. Other people ruled my world without even my knowing. I thought happiness was a destiny and not a choice. I thought love was something that just happened, not something that I worked for. I thought being cool had to be practiced or learned from others rather than invented for oneself. When I was with my first girlfriend, I thought that we would be together forever and ever. And then, when that relationship ended, I thought I'd never feel the same way about woman ever again. And then when I felt the same way about woman again, I thought that love sometimes just wasn't enough. And then I realized that each individual gets to decide what is enough, and that love can be whatever we let it be. Every step of the way, I was strong about everything throughout my life. I've never flat out wrong about myself, other society, culture, the world, universe, everything. I hope that will continue to be chased for the rest of my life. Just as present Mark can look back to the past Mark's every flaws and mistake, one day future Mark will look back on present Mark's assumption, including the content of this book, and not see similar flaws. And that will be a good thing because that will mean I have grown. There's a famous Michael Jordan quote about him failing over and over and over and over and over again. Then that's why he succeed. Well, I'm always wrong about everything, over and over and over and over and over again. And that's why my life improves. Growth is an endlessly growth is an endlessly iterative process. When we learn something wrong, we don't go from wrong to right, rather we go from wrong to slightly less wrong. And when we learn something additional, we go from slightly less wrong to slightly less wrong. And like and then the process even less wrong than that, and so on. We are always in the process of approaching the truth and perfection without actually ever reaching the truth or perfection. We shouldn't seek to find the ultimate right answer for ourselves, but rather we should seek to chip away at the ways that we wrong, so we can be less little wrong tomorrow. When we view the perspective of personal growth can actually be quite scientific. Our values are our hypothesis. This behavior is good and important. That behavior is not. Our action are the experiment. The resulting emotion and thought pattern are our data. There is no correct dogma or perfect ideology. There is only what you experience has shown to be right for you. And even then, that experience is probably somewhat wrong too. And because you and I and everybody else have differing needs and personal history and life circumstances, we will all inevitably come to a differing correct answer about what our lives mean and how they should be lived. My correct answer involves traveling alone for years on end, living in obscure place and laughing at my own farts. Or at least that was the correct answer up until recently. That answer will change and evolve because I change and evolve, and I grow older and more experienced. I chip away how wrong am I, becoming less and less wrong every day. Many people become so obsessed with being right about their life, they never end up actually living for it. A certain woman is single and lonely and wants a partner, but she never gets out of the house and does anything about it. A certain man works his ass off and believes he deserves a promotion, but he never explicitly say that to his boss. They're told that they're afraid of failure, rejection, someone saying no, but that's not it. Sure, rejection hurt, failure suck, but where are the particular certainties that we hold on to? Certainties that we are afraid of to question and let go of. Values that have been given to our life meaning over the years. That woman doesn't get out there and date because she would be forced to confront her belief about her own desirability. That man doesn't ask for promotion because he would have confront his belief about what his skills are actually worth. It is easier to sit a painful certainty that nobody would find you attractive, that nobody appreciate your talent, than to actually test those beliefs and find out for sure that you are not talented or not appreciated. Believe this short, believe this sort that I'm not attractive enough. So why bother that my boss is yeah an a-hole. So why bother are designed to give us moderate comfort now by mortgaging greater happiness and success later on. They're terrible long-term strategies, yet we cling to them because we assume we're right, because we assume we already know what's supposed to happen. In other words, we assume we know how the story ends. Certainty is the enemy of growth. Nothing is for certain until it has already happened. And even then, it's still debatable. That's why accepting the inevitable imperfection of our life is necessary for any growth to take place. Instead of striving for certainty, we should be constant search of doubt. Doubt about our belief, doubt about our feelings, doubt about what future may hold for us unless we get out there and create it for ourselves. Instead of looking to be right all the time, we should be looking for how we're wrong all the time, because we are. Being wrong opens up the possibility of change. Being wrong, being wrong brings the opportunity for growth. It means not cutting your arm open to cure a cold, splashing a dog piss on your face to look young again. It means not thinking mediocre is achievable and not being afraid to care about things. Because here's something that's weird but true. We don't actually know what positive or negative experience is. Some of the most difficult and stressful moments of our lives also end up in being the most formative and motivating moment of our life. Some of the best and most gratifying experience of our life are also the most distracting and demotivating. Don't trust your conception of positive slash negative experience. All that we know for certain is what hurts in the moment, and what doesn't, and that's not worth much. Just as we look back in the horror at the life of people 500 years ago, I imagine people 500 years ago from now will laugh at us and our certainty today. They will laugh at how we let our money and our job define our lives. They will laugh at how we afraid to show appreciation for those who matter to us the most. Yet, heap the praise on public figures who didn't deserve anything. They will laugh at our ritual and superstition, our worries and our wars. They will gawk at our cruelty. They will study our art and argue over our history. They will understand the truths about us, of which none of us are yet aware, and they too will be wrong, just unless less wrong than we are. Well, that was a pretty good comeback at this book. Oh, I actually enjoy this type of writing more than the next book, the sequel of this actually, just because it's just a quick cash grab from the actually pre-existing franchise, I guess. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. It's been a real fun reading this again. Actually, holy moly, this book is much more enjoyable than the last one. Well, that's all from me. Thank you. Peace. Oh.